Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back once again with more of our F2 2020 Mick Schumacher career mode. This time round we head to the Temple of Speed. Yes, we've got a couple of brilliant tracks. Obviously if you missed out on last weekend's action from the Belgian Grand Prix, I would definitely recommend going back and checking it out. But heading to Monza this weekend, obviously a place that is very special in a lot of Formula 1 fans' hearts as well here. But yeah, like I said, obviously, make sure you go check out Belgium. There will, of course, be spoilers in 3, 2, 1 now. So, heading into the F2 weekend here from Italy, 62 points the gap now at the top of the Drivers' World Championship. We could mathematically actually wrap up the World Championship today if we outscore Markelov by tomorrow even, I should say. Yeah, if we outscore Markelov by 22, Guan Yu Zhou by 21, there are still technically I think everyone down to Mazepin is still technically within the championship battle. 132 points still available if my maths hasn't failed me there. But yeah, at the moment though, we're looking really strong out the front of the championship. We're just slowly obviously going to be trying to eliminate other cars from this championship battle as we head in towards Abu Dhabi for the season finale. But yeah, obviously if you are new around here, make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well to the channel. We're trying to hit 15k subs at the moment, so you can help us get one step closer to that. It would be greatly appreciated. But let's dive in then here for the Italian GP weekend. Well, apparently Mick Schumacher is now visible then, according to that cut streamer. Here we are then, ready for one-shot qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix weekend. Obviously, very low wings needed for this circuit. You're basically, just trying to go for an absolute top-end speed car around this track. Obviously, spotting the braking points can be a little bit difficult in a few places, as we're obviously still going to drop the tyre pressures for the traction zones. But yeah, we're just going to make sure we keep it nice and tidy, try and see if we can get towards the front of the field here. If the AI tend to use their fairly risk-averse setups, we should be pretty strong in race trim anyway. Obviously, if we can get into a good groove over the course of this weekend. But yeah, let's just wait and see then as to what is going to be possible. Already well over 200 miles an hour as we head down in towards the first corner. Try and get used to the F2 brakes. We actually clipped the curb there. That was pretty not bad, I guess. Yeah, we're still somewhere near Lundgaard as we head out of the first couple of corners. Obviously, we're still yet to bag a pole position in this World Championship, and I'll be honest, I was always thinking Monza might be the track that we were going to be able to do so there. Down in towards the second chicane, really nice and tidy actually on the brakes there. Managed to sort of stop the front end from locking up, but still managed to get the rotation in through the car there as we head through the first of the Lesmos. Nice and tidy. Schwartzman, currently fastest man at the moment. Be nice to see a lot of form coming out of him in towards the final 3 weekends of the World Championship. They're a horrible run though through the second Lesmo as we head down the back straightaway here, down in towards the infamous Ascari chicane. Have to be nice and brave on the way through now. We're going to try and make up a little bit of time there. Nice curb on the way in. Try not to get wedged there. Try to not hit the curb on the inside on the way out as well, as we do actually make a bit of a mistake on the exit of the corner here. But Lundgaard, yeah, a long way up the road as we head down in towards the final corner of this qualifying lap. Where is it going to leave us on the grid for this sprint, feature race even I should say, from Italy? We are moving back up the order ever so slightly, but it's looking like only P18 on the grid here. Not great, but we can make a lot of forward progress in the race. We'll have to take it, no matter how we feel about it.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top 3. Lundgaard, Schwartzman and Callum Ilott. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the feature race gets itself underway.
So there we go then, Christian Lundgaard for ART gets himself on pole position there, just a 10th clear of our teammate Robert Schwartzman there. Ilott, Giotto, Samaya up in P5, ahead of Jack Aitken as well there. Armstrong, Pedro Piquet, Dan Ticktum and Giuliano Alesi rounding out the top 10. You can see both Carlins just missed out. 4/10 off pole, leaves us 18th on the grid. That just, again, always goes to show just how close it is in this championship there. But yeah, we line up between Drogovic and Nissany. Markelov, on the other hand, is last. So that's, yeah, definitely the patch has completely ruined Artem Markelov's career on F1 2020 there. One of our other big rivals, though, Guan Yu Zhou, all the way down in 13th place. If we can slice our way through the order, this could be on still this weekend.
Welcome everybody to the heart of Italian motor racing, Monza. We're here with Formula 2 for what ought to be an extravaganza of excitement and action. Let's head to the start line and get underway. Monza is one of the fastest circuits in Formula 2, comprising some very long straights and tight chicanes. The engine spends so long at full throttle, in fact, that engine failures are not an uncommon sight here. On top of that, the 3.6 miles of track are pretty hard on the gearbox too. Turn 1 at Monza is famous, or should I say infamous, for serious contact and incidents, especially on the opening lap. What are your thoughts on that, Davide?
Yes, this chicane is a tricky one. A lot of time you see the more experienced drivers hold back from full throttle to keep themselves safe as everyone tries to squeeze into the racing line after the opening straight.
Let's take a look at the grid positions for today's race. Christian Lundgaard lines up on pole position, and it's Robert Schwartzman in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ilott, Giotto, Guilherme Samaya, and Aitken, Armstrong, Piquet, Ticktum, Giuliano Alesi, Sonoda, Daruvala, Guan Yu Zhou, and Galeal, Mazepin, Sato, Dragovic, and Mick Schumacher, Nissany, and Nobuharu Matsushita. Delatraz and Artem Markelov completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are then, ready on the grid for the F2 feature race from Monza. And yeah, like the team said, or like even I should say Alex Jakes was saying in the intro there, obviously getting down into turn 1 can be a bit of a tight squeeze. There's always the opportunity to make up some places, but yeah, you've got to be very, very brave and sometimes a bit stupid to try to go for anything down in towards turn 1 here. But I was thinking about it during the intro. When you really think about it, Monza as a track, if it was developed today, would probably be absolutely hated. It's just a lot of straights and chicanes. Obviously, we in Formula 1 love this track, and fair play, I think it's brilliant. But if someone came up with a track like it today, yeah, I'm sure it probably wouldn't be very successful. It's just the history of this place, you know, the atmosphere, the old oval, everything like that. It all culminates in a track that, yeah, I think is always near and dear to our hearts as well there. But ready then, having a look at strategy and nice dry weekend here, or at least feature race here in Italy. Softs to mediums tyre there shouldn't be a particularly big issue around this circuit as well. They're 15 laps ahead of us. It's certainly going to be an interesting one. Starts are never good. I know someone complained last week in the comments. I'm on a wheel. I can't do anything about it. 5 red lights. And once again, an incredibly long hold, but we do get down on the throttle. And of course, we go backwards. Like I said, we can't do anything about it on a wheel. You just have no sense of what the back end is doing in these cars. As all Matsushita tries to make a move there down in towards turn 1. We got Markelov, who's really found the gap from last place there, straight up into 17th. As we head through the first couple of quarters, he does settle back down to 18th after Sato gets a run around the outside of him there. But we've only lost the 1 spot then off the start of this race. It looks like Lundgaard still leads the way at the front of the field there, just ahead of our teammate Schwartzman, who's got a big opportunity to try and take some points out of us this weekend, as all we thought by going for a move on Markelov. That was a bit of a shady block, coming from who technically is still our main championship rival, with just 3 weekends of racing left to go there. But yeah, been a fairly clean, tidy start. Let's see if we can try and get back past Markelov and start moving forward in this race. Come to the end of lap 1, yeah, it is still Christian Lundgaard who leads the way as we head out of the final corner there. Really trying to use just a little bit of the AstroTurf on the outside. As we head back down the start-finish straight here, Artem Markelov, aware of it, those goes defensive, 205 miles an hour, 206 miles an hour as all Sato moves across the pair of us there. Markelov goes for a big send, as, yeah, more aggressive moves coming in early on here. I think that's Louis Delatraz getting caught on the inside curb in this. We do get around him. So Markelov and I, therefore, go from battling each other to both making a double. I think Markelov's made a triple overtake there through the first chicane. All a bit sketchy at the start of this one. As Sean Galeal still side by side with the Russian driver there. We might try and hook it up around the outside of Galeal. Can we try and get the power down? Yes, we can. As you can see, they're almost 3 wide behind us, as everyone's just duking it out to make any position they possibly can at the moment. But Markelov and I kind of working together to shift through the order. As I just haven't heard there's an apex on the second part of the Lesmos there. Galeal gets a big run on us on the exit. We'll tuck back into the slipstream of the Dams car. And you can just see again the overspeed that the tow gives you in these cars. They're down in towards the end of into a Scari. We're back up into 16th, but you can see Markelov has got about a 1.5 second gap there. Jan Daruvula, next car in front of him, 2.5 seconds up the road. New fast lap of the Grand Prix as we head on to lap 4 there. We're really getting into a good rhythm after having just a bit of clean air over the course of this lap. The slipstream train can be quite handy around this circuit as we're just now within the 1 second mark of Artem Markelov here. So yeah, it just makes obviously slicing our way through the order a bit more difficult. All over the back now of Artem Markelov as he's a bit slow out of the final chicane. We spent a lot of time battling the drivers so far. As another new fastest lap, we just almost get into the 131s in this race. The team want us in at the end of this lap though, as we go side by side with Markelov, pretty even on the brakes. We'll try to find a bit of room around the outside, gives us the inside for the second part of the first chicane. Oh, we just get a little bit of wheel spin, you know, put him in his place on the exit of the corner there, and we're over to P15 of this Grand Prix. I think, yeah, the aim in this one today is probably going to be a reverse grid pole. Try and get a good result tomorrow, but we've still got a long way to go, and obviously you can't really make up a lot of time round here in a lot of places. Jan Daruvula, though, the next car in front. Already being brave on the exit of Ascari there. We've got a big run on Jan Daruvula as we head to the outside in towards the final couple of corners. Remember, obviously, we've got a pit, though, at the end of this lap. I don't want to ruin Schwartzman's race strategy because he's looking like the win could be on there. As right around the outside of Jan Daruvula we go, as a lot of the front runners diving in to the pit lane there. Obviously Schwartzman's stayed out another lap. Don't get done for pit lane speeding, thank you. Jan Daruvula almost runs into the back of us there on the way into the pit lane, but yeah, quite a variety of cars then from the front and the rear of the field into the pits. I wonder if anyone is going to get held up. I don't think so. Oh, I think that guy has been. Not 100% too sure who that is. Obviously, we've got a pit box right towards the end of the pit lane. Please don't get held. Please don't get held. Please don't get held. Please don't get held. No, we've been held. Have we? No, we've got away with it, and Jan Daruvula has sort of kind of gone into the back of us there on the exit of the pit lane, so that probably should have been an unsafe release as we try and put the power down on the exit there. But back out onto the track, we're down in 17th place though. Ilot and PK not far in front of us though, as that's not going to help us through turn 1. Big lock-up of all 4 wheels there. That was quite impressive, but we survive and we live to fight another day.
In the pits.
There we go, lap 6. All of the front runners have now dived into the pit lanes. We've only got to hope that Robert Schwartzman doesn't get held in the pits, because I think a lot of the guys that pit on the same lap we did have been held through the pit stop window here as we head through Ascari once again, really trying to be brave on the exit there, using a little bit of curve, but you know, we're getting away with it so far in this race. I think Schwartzman has been held up by 1 car as we head back down in towards the final corner. Are we going to be able to move ourselves up the order just a little bit as well here, as we are romping away from Jan Daruvula on this new set of the medium tyres here. Everyone heading back out the pit lane. I think Schwartzman's done it. I think Schwartzman is up into the lead of the Grand Prix there, as we've definitely made up at least 1 spot. Heading down in towards turn 1, there is Nikita Mazepin. Should have a look around the outside of the Russian driver there. Maybe Dan Ticktum as well, who's on cold rubber. May as well take our chances, and yeah, there we go. Should be able to get the traction off the exit of the corner there. It is going to be a drag race between myself and Dan Ticktum, a man that we haven't really seen much of since, what, I think Bahrain we had a good battle with him. But apart from that, yeah, really hasn't been much between myself and Dan Ticktum this season. Down in towards the second chicane though. Should be a little later on the brakes. We do make that move stick, and we're up to P12, right behind Yuki Tsunoda. Although I say that, Dan Ticktum's still coming back at us. I think everyone certainly knows he's always going to try and fight for his positions. But we have now finally made the move work. Oh, seems to be a bit of a battle going on as we head back down in towards turn 1 there. I think that is Giuliano Alesi and Pedro Piquet there, the battle of the F1 sons. As we head through the first couple of corners, they are scrapping it out for 8th place here, so it's not quite a battle for reverse grid pole. But they are definitely trying to get themselves at least 1 place in safety there, as Guan Yu Zhou right behind him trying to get involved in the mix, as well as Tsunoda. Just not too sure why he moved around in the braking zone there, but just Yuki things, I suppose. But yeah, we're right now on the back of this gaggle, and they're really holding each other up there as we think about having a look around the outside of Tsunoda. We've got to remember, we have still got one feisty Dan Ticktum right behind us as well there, through the second Lesmo. Can we get a good run there? It looks like we have Tsunoda made a bit of a mistake on the exit. You can see he doesn't keep up with the guys in front of him, so it is going to be a drag race as we head down in towards Ascari here between me and the 2021 AlphaTauri driver. Pretty even on the brakes. Tsunoda holds it up the inside. We're given the room, we just about hold on to it on the white line, side by side through Ascari, and we pulled it off. Around the outside through Ascari. Thank you very much, and up into 11th. Things you never expected to see. Guilherme Samaya, new fastest lap of the race. Zoops cross into the final third then of this Grand Prix, and we are now all over the back of Callum Ilott here. Both UNI Virtuosi cars just outside of that all-important top 8 here, but we're going to try and battle our way past them both over the next couple of laps as well here. Down in towards turn 1, pretty even on the brakes with Callum Ilott there. He tries to turn in across me, and we just can't maintain the momentum there as Ilott parks it on the exit of the corner here. Tsunoda might try and come back at us as we head out the first couple of turns, but down in towards Curva Grande, we have held on for now. There, Ilott though, again, obviously going to have to go defensive on us as the slipstream is so important around this circuit. Down around the outside, a bit of a locked brake, we just about keep it between the white lines there as well. Huge amount of wheel spin on the exit. Ilott sneaks back past us. Dan Ticktum might try and get past Yuki Tsunoda in the process as well. There is all kicking off, and look at that. The gap instantly to Guan Yu Zhou and Giuliano Alesi are able to build up in front. Can we get a good run out of the second Lesbo there? I think that answer has been given to us. No, in a nutshell there. But yeah, just over 5 laps to go here. It looks like Schwartzman's dropping back though. Schwartzman was comfortably out in front of this Grand Prix. I don't know if he's picked up a little bit of damage or something, but it does seem to be, I think, Christian Lundgaard's still comfortably out in the lead now as our teammate Robert Schwartzman going backwards here on a day where he looked like he can make some big inroads on his championship rivals. Can we finally get past Callum Ilott though, in towards the final corner? Big old send. We should be able to get the power down on the exit, and we should now be able to P10. Oh, yellow flags out as we head down in towards turn 1. Who's got the issues? I think it's Alesi that might be falling to the wayside here. What is he doing? Giuliano Alesi. He is going to drop to the wayside, but before having a big issue with myself there. Ilott seems to have got caught up in that as well. It's all kicking off in this Italian GP there, but whatever's happened, we've got a full safety car, so that's going to bunch up the field, and that could really change things up towards the end of this race. So with 2 laps to go, then the safety car is going to come in, so it is literally bunched up the field and decided that it's going to lead again. But Guan Yu Zhou, seemingly out of nowhere, has picked up a 5-second penalty with just 2 to go here under safety car conditions. So I'm not too sure if he's just hit PK somewhere, whether it was to do with Alesi or what. But Guan Yu Zhou, a 5-second penalty, so this has potentially gifted us P8 in this Grand Prix. But we want to try and move forward if we possibly can there. Out of the final corner, we have responded pretty well to the restart here. Can we finesse a run on Guan Yu Zhou? I think we have just about. There we go, over the start line, and we are going to look past Guan Yu Zhou there. So we've absolutely nailed that restart. So irrespective of Guan Yu Zhou's penalty, is all PK. What you doing, man? Tries to have a look on our teammate Schwartzman as we have a look up the inside of PK there. We do make the move work. Yellow flags out as there's a bit of Constantina and up, but I think we had just about got the nose in front of Pedro PK there. So a cheeky double overtake of the restart, and this is all looking brilliant for us at the moment. As Schwartzman, I wonder if he's still got issues in that car. Could we potentially be looking past our teammate? 1 lap to go here, and we've got a big run on our teammate Robert Schwartzman down in towards the final corner. Oh, braking just a little bit early there. We won't bother trying to stick the nose back at the inside of our teammate there. But as we head on to the final lap, it is still Christian Lundgaard, if I'm not mistaken, who leads the way in this feature race here. But 1 to go here from Monza. There is still plenty that can change as we try to have a look for a move on our teammate Robert Schwartzman down in towards the first corner here. Are we going to be able to get the car slowed down there? Samaya very early on the brakes. It's going to be another cheeky double overtake down the inside through turn 1, and we're now out of nowhere up at a P5 of this Grand Prix here. So everything falling into place right towards the end of this one. We've really just found our groove. Like always, we seem to be so quick on the harder rubber in the second half of these races here. And yeah, once again, it looks like it's really coming in clutch here, all over the back now of Jack Aitken. Could we potentially look, have a chance at a podium right towards the end of this one? But I mean, we started behind pretty much all of our championship rivals today, and we've been able to fight our way past pretty much all of them here. So I have a look up in front of us there. I don't think anyone in front is a particularly big rival in towards the latter stages of this World Championship, and this is what I said, if we can keep putting away points over all the other guys, that is going to be absolutely critical here. Down in towards the final corners, though, of this Italian GP. We're going purple as well. Could we sneak away fastest lap? I think, no, we've already got fastest lap. Could we further improve those? We've got a big run on Jack Aitken down in towards the final corner of this race. Are we going to get a last lap move on Jack Aitken as well here, potentially moving past both of the Campos cars? Up the inside we go. It is going to be a last corner overtake, and those extra points could prove absolutely critical at the end of the championship there. Lundgaard wins ahead of Giotto Armstrong, and we come through for P4 even.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
So another fantastic victory for ART today. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The safety car had a huge impact on the race today, that's for sure. A lot of racers begin panicking when it's brought into a race, as it means important decisions need to be made in a very short space of time. Should you pit? Well, that depends. What track is it? How are the tires holding up? What is my current position? A race can be won or lost after the introduction of a safety car. Making good thinking key to the victory here today.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill. And now, let's take a look at the driver's stand. It's a good result for Mick Schumacher, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
It's got to be Mick Schumacher. He attacked all race long. He was amazing.
And now a look at the team standings. Prema extend their lead at the top of the championship. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from ART this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Well, there we are then, guys. The end of the feature race here from Monza. And as always, it's provided a lot of action there. But it is ART. They get both cars on the podium there. Only Luca Giotto able to separate them in the end there. But yeah, I mean, that race looks pretty simple for Christian Lundgaard. Pole position and race victory. Looks like he just comfortably led at the front there. But obviously, for those of you that have watched this race, you'll know it didn't quite go that way in the end there. Luca Giotto, I'm sure, very, very happy with that. Has had a really rough season, so to finally perform on home soil, I'm sure is a big, big win for him there. Marcus Armstrong in P3, ahead of myself in 4th there, just ahead of both Campos cars of Aitken and Samaya there. Schwartzman all the way down in 7th place. I'm really hoping tomorrow in the sprint he can try and get himself towards the front of the field again. And could we see, you know, Brazilians starting 1st and 3rd? They kind of are goated in the sprint races here. Obviously, Pedro Piquet won last weekend's sprint race in Belgium. Could we see him get another win on the board there? Sonoda and Ilott just to miss out there. See Dan Ticktum down in 11th place there. One of our other title rivals, Artem Markelov, down in 13th there. And Guan Yu Zhou, with his penalty, ended up finishing last place in that race. So really not the ideal day for him. But that means in terms of the Drivers' World Championship, permutation-wise, still, it's Artem Markelov who finds himself P2 in the Drivers' World Championship there. Just 1 point still ahead of Guan Yu Zhou after neither of them were able to score. But it does mean, for us to be World Champion tomorrow, we need to outscore Markelov by 12 points, Guan Yu Zhou by 11 points, Nobuharu Matsushita by 3, and then we've still got to beat Drugovich, Schwartzman, and Marcus Armstrong there. Sonoda is officially out of it, so it is now just a 7-car battle as well. So really a win tomorrow could wrap up the World Championship. A bit unlikely from 5th place on the grid, but you never quite know what's going to happen. Make sure you guys don't miss it. Be back here tomorrow, ready for the sprint race. A big thank you to our channel members for making these videos possible. You can be featured in these end clips as well as granted access to some other exclusive perks for just £1 a month by clicking the join button below.